Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. Today we are going to talk about specifically for your sign how the new moon that has just happened, what would it start new, what are we seeding right now, and how that would expand and benefit you over the course of 2022 when Jupiter, your ruler, will come in this very house that is getting highlighted right now. And what is getting highlighted right now, what is being seeded right now, is a new phase in your personal life. It could be a new home, it could be a new phase in your family life, it could be a new place of living, it could be home improvement, it could be a new chapter in being a parent, it could be you relocating, redecorating, or a new emotional foundation of life that is being created. Something new is being produced in your private life at this time, which makes you feel at peace in some ways, and it is something that might have been up in the air for quite some time with Neptune in your house of home and family since 2012. This has been in contention for some time, and it would have impacted you specifically right now if you have planets around 23 degree of Sagittarius, which is around 15th of December born. Even if you have planets before 23 degree of Sagittarius, or if you're born before 15th of December, you might have experienced this shift which is required in your personal life. And Neptune in some ways acts and strips away something that is not real. If we have been living with an illusion through a process going back and forth, it takes away the things that are not real in our life, and it creates a more authentic way of being in our personal life. Certain family patterns or traditions that we inherited from our parents. This is how a family structure is supposed to be. This is how a house is supposed to be. This is how a husband or a wife or a parenting style is supposed to be. That goes through changes when Neptune is here, and it's not the easiest of the transits which you have been under since 2012, and it will continue till 2025. It's a long 13-year transit, but we get specifically impacted for the 2 years when Neptune is around our degrees or is affecting our sun. Right now it is around 23 degree of Sagittarius. So around 23 degree of Sagittarius or around 15th of December born would be experiencing that feeling unsettled or confusion around personal life. What do I desire from my emotional life? What is the structure? In some ways, the old security structure is lost or dissolved because we are creating or integrating new value system. We are integrating a new way of being. We're creating a new security and base for ourselves, which is more authentic. We're creating even a new way of valuing our personal life and our needs. In some ways, it's like in some ways we were not connected to what we truly need, and our personal life or our family life or our inner life was more influenced by what other people need from you. And finally, we are getting in touch with our own intuition, getting in touch with our own needs, and making improvements in our home, in our life, in some ways which is more authentic to us, which bonds us to ourselves. It is a self renewal time. We are opening up about our own feelings, about what we need in life, what kind of intimacy and depth of emotions we need in our relationship, what kind of support system we feel we need. And you could feel very vulnerable. This is your critical axis, which is being highlighted right now. The positive news is that Jupiter, your ruler, will come in this house in 2022. So the changes you might be making right now, whether they're physical changes to your property, investment in real estate, or a new start, or a relocation, or a change in family system, or just changes you're making in your personal life to gain a solid emotional footing, Jupiter is going to reinforce those foundations that you're creating right now. The changes that you're doing right now, they will grow in your they will support you, they will grow in the size and impact and influence in your life over 2022 when your ruler Jupiter comes in this house starting from 28th of December 2021, and it will stay there across 2022 for you. In fact, you'll see a preview of that between mid of May to end of July, when Jupiter will very briefly come in as well over there. So you might see some of the benefits coming in the initial phase itself. You might be feeling in your gut right now, you can feel it whether it's right for you or not, whether it's working towards your own personal long term goals and plans or not. And in some ways, you might be doing it because it feels right for you. It may not feel right to everybody else in your surrounding. It cannot be correct for everybody else. In some ways, you're connecting to your source and making a decision which might be difficult in nature, which might have a lot of emotional underpinning to it, because some of the old emotional patterns have to be broken off. Some dependencies need to be dissolved for you to go there. It could be a home away from home. You might be creating a family and a home away from home in some ways. And it has bearings of beauty. It has a bearings of being close to water. It has a bearing to being close to you want to be at a very soul level. It connects to your soul. It speaks to you at a very different level. It's like not a practical decision. Sometimes it's more of a decision that is taken out of guts, out of your own emotional center, that it feels right in my core. That's how I feel. That's what it feels comfortable in my soul to do this. And we'll be facing some of the old patterns when it's happening. It's like some of the old patterns have to be given up. When we take the old patterns to a new place of living, the same story plays out. So the cord needs to be cut in some ways of the old emotional patterns for you to enjoy this new phase of life, to enjoy this new base that you're setting up. And vulnerability and intimacy will be a key topic over here. Do we need to express ourselves more in order to let the people in our life know what we need from them? And this is for long term. You're working towards long term here, and there will be many intuitive insights that will come in. You have to listen to your gut over here. You have to your moral compass is within you over here, not external. The foundations that you are securing have to be right for you and for the people in your life. You have to connect with your roots and feel that the ground beneath your feet is comfortable. And there'll be a lot of awareness and sensitivity of parents or of family value system which will be drawing on you right now, which you'll have to sort of move forward from. It could be that you're taking a risk in life, and we have to go away from our foundations to be able to do that. And sometimes the foundations need to be reinforced to take a bigger risk in your career. And that is something that you might be prompted right now to do, and you might be just seeding that change, just taking that step. And it will take some time for you to find your footing. Neptune will go back and forth from June to December over there. So there will be some blind spots of this new move that you have not seen. There might be some, if there's a new house, you're moving to a new country, or you are buying a new property, or you're relocating, or you're changing something in your family life in some ways. You're changing something in your emotional patterns. There might be certain things that we are not seeing clearly right now, and that's going to reveal itself after June. It's something that is a natural process of life, that we make a move, and then there will always be certain things that will come out as we proceed forward, that we start living that life. So expect that after June to December. And then when Jupiter moves here in December, and it will meet Neptune around April of 2022, you'll find that this dream is something that you start living. This dream of optimism, of hope. And Neptune is showing you a preview of that. It is showing you that it's about to come, and you're taking the right move in the right direction to achieve that. And if you're taking a property or if you're buying a new house, having Neptune over here means that you've got to be a little bit careful of any kind of water damage to the property. So if you're investing in a new property, moving to a new place, I would check that. I would put a water feature. Sometimes it helps. It just the home needs to be a peaceful place for you to feel comfortable in your skin. It sort of is like we're very sensitive to our place of living. We are very sensitive to who lives in our house when Neptune is here, because our boundaries with people in our house and things in our house is very, very low. It's like if the house is cluttered, you feel cluttered in your mind in some ways. And sometimes this is a very clear sign of working from home on creative projects or more humanitarian projects where music, healer, doctors, charity, some of those professions, they are carried out from home in some ways and they can be very successful. Sometimes it requires you to use media because Neptune has to do with camera, movies, cinema, imagination. So creativity, imagination, films could be a part of what you might be creating from home if you're looking to create something from home. And it requires you to open up a little bit, being a little bit more flexible. You may not have thought that that's the place you'll need to go to. And the patterns have changed, the life has changed, and now you sort of want to be there. You know that your soul's purpose is over there. You feel like you need an ideal home, and that feels like home right now. Family issues from childhood can come up. It's like patterns of the past could come up in some ways that need to be handled and resolved in some ways. Immigration could be a key topic. Something new could come up on the side of immigration as you need to relocate, and that could come up at this time. And as I said, this is especially true if you have planets around 23 degree of Sagittarius, which is around 15th of December born. And then Jupiter comes after 13 years next year in your house of home and family, and you start seeing benefits of that. You start feeling more in control of your emotional foundations, and that helps you take more risk in your external life. And those risks that you have taken, they start paying rewards over that course. On 26th of March, on 26th of March, we have Mars and North Node coming together in your house of partnership. It's a very, very bold aspect to have in a very critical house for you. There could be a bold move when it comes to a contract, when it comes to a relationship, when it comes to a connection, when it comes to a commitment. You might be making a verbal commitment to somebody. You might be making a verbal commitment to something like a contract of some sort, and it's out of your comfort zone, but you sort of are going for it. It's a very good aspect to act on a project that requires you to have this fearless strength to go for it. It's like walking your life destiny path, and you feel it in your skin that you got to do it, and you channel this immense energy to break free, to break a log jam of some sort, and go for it. Your words will have immense power at that time, so be careful, especially if you're living with somebody or your partner or your business partner or spouse. When Mars and North Node over here, there are some very, very fated steps that are taken, and they involve words. And this is happening around 26th of March. You will start feeling it from 21st of March when it starts building up. It's especially true if you have planets around 13 degree of Sagittarius, which is around 7th or 8th of December born. I remember this aspect when it happened 13 years back. One of my very close friends had got married under this influence. It was like destiny. It just had to be done, and it was like really, really quick. When this happened, it was like speed to it. It has a speed to it. There's a little bit of impulsive recklessness to it. Just be a little bit careful. Evaluate the whole thing very clearly. Go with your eyes open, because there are a lot of information. There will be Mercury and Neptune together on 29th of March. There are a lot of things which may not be clear right now. A lot of reckless actions would be taken. You'll see it in the news. You'll see it in the political events at that time. Last time Mars and North Node was together in Gemini specifically, that was back when the axis of evil speech was given. And we know the repercussions of that. Words can get a little bit out of bound at that time, and we want to be careful, and those words will have a lot of impact, karmic impact on larger scheme of things. So being careful of what we are saying around 26th of March, what we are committing to. Are we hurrying things up, or we are just breaking out of a log jam? If it's something that you have been wanting to do for a long time and you did not have the guts to do it, and now you sort of feel reinforced to do it from within, then go for it. But if it's something that just out of blue right now because of impulse and getting frustrated is what you're about to do, it's something to reevaluate and think through, because there might be things that are not clear, then they haven't been spelled out right now. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video now.